What's up, guys? It's glad to be back, or it's good to be back. I'm glad to be back. Um, I took a few days off just for Mother's Day weekend. Um, Devoted that time to my family, but it's good to connect to you guys again. And man, I have something exciting today. I actually am going to give away one of the very few copies of my book. Peter and I's book. Peter Voog and I, we created the Achieving Autonomy Strategic Journal for Entrepreneurs. I'm going to give one away, a hardback. You can't even get these anymore. It's signed, but I'm going to personalize it and give it away today. But to get that, or to be entered in to get that, just all you gotta do is just like, comment, share on this post. You can even comment, share. So I'll go through the people that shared it and just pick somebody, personalize it, and I'll have my team, somebody get with you. I may even get with you personally on Facebook Messenger and get your address and ship it right out, because I have another one I'm actually shipping out tomorrow anyway. So I'll pick somebody tomorrow in case people are watching this on the replay. If you're watching this, let me know where you're watching it from. Even you can put replay if you're checking out the replay. What's up, Lisa, Charlotte, Bill, Becky? What's up, guys? But yeah, I'm excited to talk to you guys today about this subject matter because it's, I guess, near and dear to my heart. When I talk about freedom, something kind of, I don't know, something kind of boils in my gut about it, like that fire. Because, I had the honor to fight for freedom for our country. And, I never want that to be in vain. We lost 35 guys in our unit that year. And it was back in 2004, 2005 in Baghdad. And, and so many have fought for our freedom. So many men and women have fought for freedom in this country. And so it holds a special place in my heart when I talk about freedom. But when I'm talking about it, what's up, Doug? But when I talk about it today, I'm not coming from a political standpoint about, being quarantined, can't leave or anything like that. This is simply just in life, being free. Now, I did a video talking about the freedom of choice and how we, God gave us the gift of choice, and we have the right, the freedom to make decisions throughout our day that can definitely lead to whatever destiny that, we so choose by those simple decisions. And that is a freedom that we have, the freedom of choice. But today, I think more or less the idea that I want to share is like, just in your life, do you truly feel free? Do you have, the book? And that's kind of why I decided to get this away today. It's called Achieving Autonomy. And autonomy is exactly that. To live an autonomous lifestyle is you have the freedom to do what you want, when you want, with who you want, for however long you want to do it for. And that doesn't necessarily mean, well, you don't have a job, because some people, they choose to have that job because they enjoy what they do, and it's fulfilling to them, and that's what they worked hard to become, and that's their choice, and that's, and that's success to me. I mean, it doesn't matter how much money you earn. It doesn't matter. All that matters is you're doing what you choose to do in your day-to-day life, and not being controlled by external influences or external circumstances that say, or you're going to put, be under someone else's thumb or someone else's control when you don't want to be. There are a lot of people that live that way. I will just tell you. And there are lots of people that warm a chair for 8 hours, 10 hours a day, and would much rather be doing something else. I think Forbes put out an article, and it said 70% of people are disengaged at their job and would rather be somewhere else. That's a lot of people. That's a large number. And so I'm definitely not knocking jobs in any way. I want to just talk about maybe the freedom of, building a life on your terms, building a life that you can maybe have time and money at the same time. I knew a lot of people that earned a lot of money, but a lot of them didn't have any time, you know, and I knew people that had a lot of time, but very few of them had any money. And, you know, almost 8 years ago now, actually, wow, in June 5th, I'll mark, okay, so June 5th, I'll mark 6 years that I haven't had a job. Wow. I didn't realize it's been that long, but so in July, it'll be eight years that I actually took a look at, you know, an opportunity to work from home. And it was July 20th of 2012. A guy that I actually served in Iraq with introduced me to you know, entrepreneurship, a way to build a business from home. And I didn't take it serious at first, but something intuitively was like drawing me to like, hey, take a serious look at this. And, you know, I talked about, is it worth fighting for, you know, that freedom? I will tell you this. I heard another person use this analogy, a coach in this profession. And, you know, he talked about being a gladiator. Fraser Brooks was his name. He talked about being a gladiator and how, you know, you're in that arena and like it's a mixed crowd. You know, some people want to see you earn your freedom. Some people want to see you die. And, you know, it's funny, he referenced how friends and family won't really support you in what you're doing until they see strangers cheering for you. And I can't help but think of the movie, you know, Gladiator. That's one of my favorite movies. And, you know, you see, you know, you think about the guy like telling him whether or not he's going to live or die. And I can so easily relate that to building a business or doing something that's maybe not what the masses do. And you know, you deal with that temporary lack of social esteem. People question you like, why don't you get a real job type of thing, or those things never work, but once you fight and you have the courage to fight for that freedom and you overcome that in the beginning, and you know, you don't lay down and you don't quit. And then you start getting praise from other people, maybe not the people in your tight circle. Y'all may have saw a post. I posted this on my story. I didn't post it on my timeline, but I think it was a picture of Babe Ruth. And what it said was, the loudest boos will always come from the cheapest seats. People who invest the least in you will have the most to say about you. Trust your work and keep your circle tight. That's pretty powerful stuff. It looked like that. I don't know if y'all saw that on my timeline. I posted on my Instagram too, I think. Maybe I'm only on my Instagram story though. But it's so true. But then I think the first time I was in Success from Home magazine, somebody posted it. One of my friends posted it on Facebook, Jason Langino, and like that's kind of when people started to come around like, wow, maybe what he's doing is real, or maybe this, you know, isn't such a silly thing, or, you know, a lot of people are too cool, you know, or they'll watch you and follow you, but they won't never like or comment. So like if you're building something, if you're doing something different, this is just simple advice right here. If you're doing something a little bit different than everybody else, maybe building a home business, maybe, you know, doing something outside of the masses. And if the masses are doing it, it's average, it's you know, it leads to mediocrity anyway. But if you want to separate yourself, do something a little extraordinary, people are going to watch at first. And you may post positive things. You may try to be, you know, encouraging and uplifting and post stuff on maybe social media. And a lot of people, what they'll do, your friends, family, people, they'll watch, but they won't like, they won't comment. They'll just see how it goes. But when other people outside of that, let's say you start building some credibility, building some influence, making a difference, then you're speaking on stage at different events and you gain a following, you gain some influence. Other people start commenting, liking, sharing your posts, engaging on your posts. And then guess what? Then your friends start doing it too. Then your family starts believing in you. I'm not speaking about my family in any way. I'm just saying, like, speaking in general here. If I have any family members watch, I'm not trying to like say anything ugly about anybody. I'm just saying, like, you'll notice people close to you will start, oh, I always knew you were going to be successful, or I knew you were going to be great at that, or they start believing in you more so than they may have at first, because a lot of people just have that mentality like, oh, everything's too good to be true, or those things never work, or that's one of those deals, those triangle deals. You know, people, they're so easily influenced by other people who talk and have no clue what they're talking about, that they tend to get those same opinions. But then as you prove that wrong and you stay consistent, I told somebody the other day, I said, look, I said, if you quit, everyone that's ever told you no, everyone that may have started and quit also, everyone, they were right to do so. They were right to not join you. They were right to not follow you, because you quit too. So like, you quit too. So they were right to not join you. They were right to say no. They were right to quit too. What difference are they? You know, what's the difference in them and you? So it's like, sometimes you got to fight longer. Sometimes you got to prove yourself. Sometimes you got to do the work in the dark, fall in love with the process. And when you're on stage, you know, and they see the glory, you knew the story. You knew what happened along the way. You knew how it felt to be in the arena fighting when everyone else is just watching from the sidelines. You knew what it felt like to have somebody tell you, oh yeah, cool, yeah, that sounds great, or like almost patronize you a little bit, because like they're being nice about it, but you can feel the energy, like they don't believe that it's going to work, or they don't believe in what you're doing. And that all will happen at the beginning. Who cares? Who cares? You know, you got to have the courage to get out and fight for what you believe in. And if you have someone in your company that has, in whatever it is you're doing, real estate, network marketing, direct sales, anything, lawn care, or whatever it is that you decide to do. If you know someone in that same profession, if you're in direct sales, network marketing, in the same company, if you know somebody, if there is someone or some people who have success in that business, then it's not the business, it's you. You know, what's the differentiator from someone who did fight and earned their freedom and has the lifestyle where they have time and money, and they wake up every day when they're tired of sleeping. They have 6 Saturdays and a Sunday. They're with their kids every single day. What's the difference between that person and someone who doesn't have those results, or have little to no results, or, you know, poke it with a stick and they don't fight, they lay down, they quit? What's the difference in there? And I think it's inside. It's that lion heart, you know, that lion's heart, that courage to say, you know what, I know where I'm going to go. They have that decided heart. And they're like, I know exactly where I'm going. I'm going to figure out the way to get there, which brings that resourcefulness to the surface, where you figure it out. See, when you want something so bad and your family's so worth it, when you look in your kids' eyes and you're like, man, these kids, they deserve it all. When you look at your wife and you're like, you know what, there's no way I'm laying down and quitting on my family to where they can't have the things that they want. Or I remember the feeling of, you know, being in the store, like Walmart or something, and your kid brings you a toy and it's like, hey, can I get this? And they're like, so excited, can I get this? And you're like, you want to just be like, yeah, throw it in the buggy. But then you look around. I remember doing this. You look around for those little price check scanner things, and they're like, we'll see. Just throw it in there, we'll see. And then you got to go scan it to see what it costs to see if you can even get it. That sucks. That's a sucky feeling to be able to have to live like that. And it's like, how good would it feel to just live where you're just like, you're not limited by things like that. You're not limited financially. You're not limited on your time. You're not, if your daughter says, hey, guess what? I have this, my daughter's doing acting now. Aubrey's doing acting at Children's Theater Company with Carrie Oxley. And how would it feel if she says, hey, Dad, guess what? I got the star role in this play, and we're going to be having it this day at this time. And for me to be like, oh, man, I don't know if I can get off work. I have to ask my boss permission. I have to go ask another man for permission to let me come see you perform. Wow, what a feeling that would have on me. I can't even begin to fathom that feeling. And I remember it. I remember it being under someone else's control. I remember having to ask permission to go take a lunch break. I remember having to show up at 5 a.m. and not be 1 minute late, or I have to go in somebody's office and hear them lecture me on why not to be late. And I was never late. I'm just saying, like, being under someone's control, under their thumb, and to feel like that's your life. To work hard to get a paycheck, to pay the light bill, or to pay, it's like, and you're just in that rat race. And it's like, to think that that's the only way that you can live is so misleading. It's like, that's not the case. Now, if you choose to work a job that is that way, you can do that, but that's not the only thing that you are capable of doing. There are ways, not only what I'm doing, but there are ways that you can leverage time. There are ways that you can build a business, and it won't be overnight. I'm not talking about a lottery ticket mentality here. I'm not talking about instant gratification. I'm not talking about you plant a garden today and eat from it the next day. I'm not talking about getting pregnant on Friday and having a baby on Monday. Things don't work like that. Some things just take hard work, and they take commitment and consistency. But there are ways that if you apply yourself for 2 to 4 years and you work hard, for me, it took 22 months, just under 2 years, to go from being introduced to entrepreneurship, building a business on your own, to being introduced to it, to firing my boss, never going to work again. And that's been 6 years. And I'm just a regular person. Yes, I do have a strong inner desire. I do have I was very hungry to succeed. I was one of those people that felt like God designed me for more than just to go to work, pay bills, and die. And I was like, you know what? I just need the vehicle. I just need the opportunity, and I'm going to go make it happen. I have that warrior mentality, and that's what you got to have. You got to have that warrior, that gladiator spirit inside of you, that lion's heart that says, you know what? My family's worth it. My kids are worth it. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care what I have to do. I'm going to figure it out. As long as what you're doing is legally ethical and morally right, and you can do it with integrity and knowing that you're doing something that's going to impact people in a positive way, why not master that? Why not spend the time to learn that and develop the skills necessary to be successful in that? If it's going to set you free, and then you can actually have your time for your life, to live your life how you want, to be able to not miss anything to do with your kids, to be able to just enjoy each day to the fullest and not just trade your time for hours. This is what I challenge you to do. If and I'm talking to a very select few people here, if you don't enjoy what you do, if you're just doing it to pay the bills or to pay off student loan debt or to get through in the week, or to, if it's not what you're passionate about, what you do, I ask you to do this. Write down how many hours you work a week and multiply that by 52 weeks. That's how many hours you work a year, by how many years you'd be stuck at that job if that's what you continue to do for the rest of your life. And look at those hours and think to yourself, each one of these hours, the thousands of them, tens of thousands maybe more. Each one of these hours are hours of my life, your life, that you're selling to someone for a specific amount of money. Let's say it's $25 an hour. You say, all right, this hour of my life, I'm going to trade for somebody for $25. They own you. They own you for that hour. You're going to do what they tell you to do, dress how they tell you to dress, say what they tell you to say. They got you, all right? And look at all of those hours and say, you know what? How much would it be worth me fighting for to get all of those hours back and to own them and to live them how I want to live them? True freedom. How much would that be worth to you? And it's like, it'd be worth a lot. It was worth a lot to me when it actually considered the reality of it. Sometimes it's hard to really, when you're inside, it's like fighting. I used to fight. And when you're in the ring or you're in the, you're in the fight, you don't see what someone else sees when your coach on the corner who's cornering you, what they see. From the outside looking in, it's like, oh my gosh, I just want to grab people and like, do you not see this? Like, do you not see the reality of this? I know people who are miserable at their job. I know people like that. But they can't believe, they don't believe in their mind that it's actually possible to not live that way. They don't have enough vision and foresight to say, you know what, if I put 2 to 4 years into this specific business, and if I'm willing to fight, that one day I can wake up and own my time and be truly free to have a fully autonomous lifestyle. They don't believe it because there's not enough people that are doing it. I posted yesterday, today is a special day as I'm launching Project 20. Now, this is just a personal goal of mine. It's something that I'm doing. It's nothing attached to anything specifically or a specific group of people. It's just me. I said, you know what? I told Aaliyah, I said, I will find 20 new people to personally work with in the next 90 days. Leaders, people that have, a strong hunger and desire to succeed and to fight for their family. And I said, I'm not going to stop till I do. I don't care. I have a lot of people who reach out to me like, what do you do? How do you have this lifestyle? And, I'll maybe talk to them a little bit and see, if they qualify or like if there's someone who's just talking or really has the desire for more. And a lot of people say they want something until comes time to like do it. And then they lay down and quit on their family too easily. But like if someone who's coachable, committed and consistent and is not going to just quit and lay down on their family, man, I could run with, I'm telling you right now, I could run with anybody and run as far and as fast as they want to go and help them truly have the life that they desire. I know I can. This is not theoretical. I've already done it. 6 years I've been living like this, and I see so many people who are capable of having that same lifestyle. And I'm not talking about hard work. I'm not talking about roofing or landscape. I'm not talking about, hard work physically. But man, I just want it for people. Like, I don't even care if it's with me and what I do. I'd love to see people win and succeed. I love to see people in this profession or outside of this profession, entrepreneurs, people that say, you know what? I want to live free, and I'm willing to go fight for it. And I watch them, and I see them win. Man, I'm rooting for them, even if they're not doing what I'm doing. If I don't have to have any type of vested interest in them, I'd love to see people win and succeed. It just does something for my spirit, and that's why I'm doing this right now. I don't care if you reach out to me after this or reach out to me and say, "Hey, I want to be one of those 20 people." It doesn't matter to me. I'm not. This isn't me fishing for that. I don't care about that. I will find those 20 people and I will partner with them and work with them. That's going to happen. That's not a possibility. It's an inevitability. But what I do want to encourage you to do is decide if you want to be free, figure out exactly what that looks like to you, and spend the rest of your natural life going after that. Saying, hey, this is what I want out of my life. Ask yourself, what does my life look like up until this point? Write down a descriptive, page or a paragraph of what you would want your life to look like, your ideal lifestyle, what you would want that to look like. And then ask yourself, am I open, honest, and committed enough to spend the rest of the next 2 years working, doing whatever it takes to make my life look like this? Because I can promise you, if that desire is in your heart, if God put that desire in your heart for you to write it down on a piece of paper and that's what you want it to look like, it is possible for you to go get that. It's already yours. You just got to go get it. You may need the vehicle. You may need a mentor. You may need the guidance. But I promise you this, you can go get it. That is not up for debate. It is possible. We're God's highest form of creation. We're capable of anything and everything. You can go get that. You just got to go get it. Is it worth fighting for to you? If it's not, then don't fight for it. Just keep doing what you're doing. The next 6 years of your life will look just like the last 6 years. I almost didn't do this, what I do, because I was like, I don't have the time, I don't have the money. I almost use them as excuses why not to do it when it was the very reason that I should do it. And I said, you know what? I'm going to always have the same results. doing the same thing. That's the definition of insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. I was practically going insane. I had the desire for more. I wanted to succeed, but I didn't change. I wasn't growing personally. I wasn't doing anything other than just trading my time for money. I didn't even know that it was possible to leverage your time. I didn't even know it was possible to have time and money, because I didn't know anyone in my entire circle of influence, people that I knew that had time and money, until I got involved into what I got involved in, until I started meeting leaders in that profession, in that space, that were like, I'm like, hey, if they could do it, I can do it. If anybody can do it, you can do it. If it's possible for you. You just got to ask yourself, is it worth fighting for? And how worth it is it to you? Like, when I look at my kids, I'm like, man, there's nothing that will stop me. I would run through a 40-foot brick wall, through a forest on fire. I would swim across any amount, any ocean. I would just, if my why I'm doing something is on the other side of it, there's nothing that's going to stop me from getting to it. I don't care if I get hurt. I don't care if I come out bleeding. I don't care if I come out missing limbs. I'm getting to it. If my kids and my family, if Aaliyah's on the other side, they're saying, I need you to do this for us. Guess what, guys? I'm going. I'm not asking questions. I'm like, well, what if somebody tells me no? Or what if somebody laughs at me? Or what if somebody doesn't want to do it with me? Then obviously that's not who I'm looking for. I'm looking for a team of warriors, man. I'm looking for like people that want to fight. If I have to sift and sort through a few pigeons to find some eagles, guess what? I'm going to do it. I don't care. I don't care. Because it was worth it to me. So figure out what's worth it to you and go fight for that. That's all you got to do. Golly, I didn't realize I've been on here for 26 minutes. Look, I'm going to hop off. Again, I'm going to pick somebody. I'm going to personalize this. I'm going to personalize it to you. All you got to do is like, comment, share this post, whether you're watching it live or on the replay. I'm going to pick somebody that does those things, and I'm going to send this out to you. It's not pre-dated. It's a planner. Well, it's got some chapters of content on the front end, and it's a weekly planner. It's good. I love it. I use it. Peter Boog he's sharp, and he did that project with me, and I was very honored to partner with him on that. And I have a few of these, so I'm gonna send it to somebody, no cost. I'm gonna just mail it out to somebody who shares this, because I want this message getting to people today. I do. I want this message, because if one person who is out there like me, who I was 8 years ago, who was just sitting there hungry and is like, I just need the vehicle. I don't need anybody to babysit me. I don't need anybody to do it for me. And I didn't have a lot of time to put into it. I had to fit it in the nooks and crannies of my life. But if I just had the way to get there, I knew I was not going to be a professional athlete. I was not going to be a movie star, a singer, a doctor, or an attorney. I dropped out of college. I was actually an art major in college, believe it or not. I dropped out of college, became a Lake Charles City police officer, ended up getting deployed to Iraq in the military, came back, became a state trooper, did that for 7 years, became a SWAT operator. I love to serve, and I love to fight for what I believe in, and I love to make a positive impact to people's lives. I'm built to do that. That's my spiritual gift. I know it is, to serve others. That's why we created this, was to help people design their life and be intentional about how they spent their time. And the title, the part about autonomy, is because that's my strongest belief, is that we as human beings, as God's highest form of creation, are designed to live free. My license plate on my wife's Escalade says live free. That's what we're designed to do, is to live free. So if I can help somebody do it, I will help them. I will help them. And I will find 20 people that I'm going to work with, and I'm telling you, I'm not going to sleep until they are where they want to be. And I've worked with people who just took the reins, and now they're out building things on their own and making it happen. And that's what I want. To develop friendships, then partnerships, and then, to expand those relationships to where it impacts other people, and to see people win and succeed and get what they're fighting for, to see them come home to their families. It's about significance. It's not about success. It's about making a difference. That's what I strive to do, and I'm always going to do it. I don't care if there was one person watching this. I'd still be on here trying to make a difference in that one person's life. That's just who I am. I'm never going to stop. So I'm looking forward to, I'll post in the comments who I send this out to. I'll post in the comments so you guys know who won it. And I'll reach out to that, or someone on my team will reach out to that person privately, and we'll get it sent out to you. And I'm fired up. So that's all today, guys. Go fight for what you believe in. Love you guys. And we'll talk to you soon. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. But I'll be on here again soon. I promise. I'm never stopping. Peace.